Hello everyone, Chelsea here. It is episode 15 of Multifaceted, and today is an extra exciting day because you may already know that shortly after this episode ends, I am going to be deepening this conversation with the start off of the Queen's Codes inside the Comeback Queen Facebook group. So if you're watching this and it sparks something in you and you would love to learn more about this, I'm hosting a 3-day masterclass, and it's called the Queen's Codes. It'll be taking place inside my free Facebook group, and it's basically taking exactly what I'm about to share today within this part 1 conversation about manifesting, the art of embodiment, and I'm going to explain a lot more about what that means in a moment. It's going to take that and we're going to go a lot deeper with it inside this free masterclass that I'm hosting in the next hour. So I'm very excited about all of this. I'm excited about this conversation that I'm about to have, and then of course this masterclass that is starting very soon. It's a 3-day long conversation that really does take this whole art of embodiment throughout an entire journey. It's a path, it's a process, and it essentially is all about manifesting. It really is about cultivating, the life that you're desiring, the relationships, the experiences, the career, the partnerships, all the things that you're looking to desire in your life from a place of peace and a place of pleasure as well. So we're going to be talking about this. Before I start, I just want to do my usual intro before I get too ahead of myself. Of course, this is Multifaceted. This is my weekly live stream series that I started back in the early part of the summer. And it's a conversation about the multi-dimensionality of who we are as humans. All of the layers, all of the beautiful facets that make up who we are and that connect us all as humans. We are all, of course, unique to one another in our experiences, but there are also a lot of beautiful parallels and connections that we can make. And, in this conversation, this ongoing conversation, looking at how multifaceted we are, it's also looking at how connected we are as well. And this conversation today that we're going to dive into in a moment, the art of embodiment, is linked especially to the manifesting process, the process of really calling in what it is that we desire and looking at the process that we're taking. Looking at how we're being. That's really what embodiment is all about. It's how we're being in any particular moment. It's the energy that we bring to any activity, any relationship, any experience that we're creating, and realizing our power and our ability to cultivate and create and shift the energy and the way that we are being so that we can embody. And it's an art. And it's something that is incredibly beautiful to experience, because the more you experience it, the more you feel it. It's an incredible feeling. It feels good to embody the feel-good feelings that are, key to manifesting. It's a pleasurable experience, and it's something that I love to speak about and to teach on. And it really goes kind of in opposition to what we're used to when it comes to, thinking about something that we want. Because so often when we look at what we want in our lives, we tell ourselves that when we have it, then our lives will change. When that thing that we've been waiting for to arrive in our lives finally arrives, then things will change. Then things will get better. And so we can often operate in this state of perpetual waiting for something to show up. And in that experience, we can often feel lack. We can feel the absence of the thing or the things that we desire, whether it is a relationship, whether it's, higher income, whether it's something shifting or changing in our careers. And so we can walk around experiencing the absence of it and all of the things that means for us. Often that can be a painful experience to not have the things that we desire and to continuously notice the absence of it and experience the discomfort of something that we are waiting for, not being here yet. So this art of embodiment is really all about stepping into the being that we keep saying that we're going to be when this thing arrives. It's actually being that now. And what does that mean? First of all, it's important to be really clear on what it is that we desire. Getting really, really clear on that. Because sometimes that can be, confusing. It might not be fully clear, or we might have conflicting desires. We might have, and this is a common one, we might consciously desire something, but then subconsciously be pushing it away at the same time. Even though we desire something consciously, we might have a fear subconsciously of how our lives might shift when that thing arrives. And you can imagine that push-pull can perpetuate the lack or the absence of that thing showing up. It's a way that we can often sabotage ourselves ongoing. So this is another reason to practice the art of embodiment, to actually step into the feeling and the experience of what it would be like to have the thing that you're desiring right now, so that you can actually feel it happening. Like if you could close your eyes and you could imagine yourself walking around in that dream home of yours, or imagine yourself driving that vehicle that you've been waiting to buy, or you can imagine yourself helping people in the way that you feel like you're meant to be here to help, and really, being paid well for that, and really experiencing that career that you've been desiring for a really long time. Or if you can close your eyes and visualize that ideal partner that you've been waiting for, that you've been wishing for and hoping for. And just in that experience, you're getting clearer. And you're also starting to experience and test out maybe, and make a little bit more evident some of the fears or the sabotaging thoughts, the subconscious behaviors that might be simultaneously pushing that away. Because when you can actually step into it and feel it and start to really try that on as if it's already real, you get more clarity. And that's a beautiful thing, because once you are clear, you can start to work through some of those things that are coming up. Our subconscious mind likes to keep things the same. So you can desire a beautiful relationship or a beautiful career, where you have all the clients that you desire, but then there can be a subconscious experience of being fearful of how your life might change if you got really, really busy. So you'll gather this information so much more through this act of embodying the experience of it. And this is just a piece of the puzzle. So part of this process of embodying also means that we don't necessarily attract what we desire or what we want. We attract how we're being. We attract who we're being. When we attract the energy that we're putting out in the world. So it's also looking at, are you an energetic match for what it is that you are desiring? This also brings into consideration our mindset, what you're telling yourself all of the time. Are you telling yourself that you don't deserve what it is that you want? Are you expecting that, or telling yourself that good things don't happen to you, that you don't deserve it, that you're not worthy of it? These things all are very, very important. And in this whole process of embodying and actually being who you would need to be to receive the things that you're desiring, you can also get a little bit more information about that. You know, again, how through your potential lack consciousness or unworthiness consciousness might be pushing away the things that you actually desire. So it's just really a process and a practice of trying that on and stepping into what that experience would be like. And it is, of course, a process of visualization and imagining. But it is an incredible thing to be able to see what it is that you desire, to be able to visualize yourself in that experience, to be able to feel what it would feel like as if it's already here. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to be taking this whole conversation a lot deeper in this masterclass that I'm teaching on the next hour, the Queen's Codes Masterclass, where the first step that we talk about is getting into alignment. And so if you're interested in finding out more about what this means in this process, and you're not already a member of the Comeback Queen, to reach out to me and I will quickly add you to the group. But if you're watching this later, the replays will be also available within the Comeback Queen, so you can watch these after the fact. I'll be recording this live in the Comeback Queen in the next hour. And if you're watching this later, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're interested in finding out more about the Comeback Queen or the Queen's Codes, just find the link on this post and you'll be able to access it from there as well. So again, just to recap what this is all about, it's all about identifying what it is that you desire and visualizing it as if it's already here, and really getting clear on who you would need to be in order for it to show up, how you would need to be, getting really, really clear on that and having that be a practice. Identifying any barriers or blocks that you notice that come up for you, any fears, any thoughts that you may be thinking or beliefs you might be telling yourself about why it's not here, why it hasn't happened yet. You get so much clarity from being in this embodied state. And also, of course, just remembering and noticing anywhere where you feel like you might not deserve it. You know, any feelings of unworthiness that are coming up, and taking a look at those and doing the healing work to really remind yourself that you were born worthy and that you have the ability to really call in what it is that you desire and create what you desire. And it all starts by how you're being. So that's pretty much everything that I wanted to share. Just a reminder, I'm going to be carrying this conversation further and deeper within the Queen's Codes in the next hour. That's a free masterclass that's going to be taking place inside the Comeback Queen Facebook group. If you're not already a part of that group, if you'd like to join us there, please let me know in the comments and I will invite you to the group. I'll add you in just before we are about to begin. And again, if you're watching this recording later on, you'll still be able to catch this program as well, this masterclass. It's going to be 3 days in a row, starting today at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, where we go through this 3-part journey in manifesting. And I'm so excited to share this within the group. I'm so excited to continue this conversation. And I would love to see you there. if this is something that you're interested in finding more about. So that wraps up this episode 15 of Multifaceted. Of course, throughout this entire month of September, every Monday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we're talking about manifesting from a different perspective, from a different angle, and this is part 1 of that. So you can catch me again here for episode 16 next week for Multifaceted at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, and I am looking forward to seeing you there as well. Thank you so much for watching. Lots of love.